Welcome back to Anchor Down, Season 2, Episode 7. I'm Ian Larrabee.
And I'm Carter Collins.
Today we actually have a good amount of stuff to be talking about. There's a lot more going on than there has been in the past couple weeks around Hibbing here. I think we'll start it off talking about the girls cross country team. Last weekend they went down to the cities and had their state meet.
They took 7th place out of 16 teams.
7th place, yeah, and I think they were ranked 8 going in, or seeded 8 going into the tournament. I know they said I think they hope to do a little bit better, but still, 7. I mean, that's 7th in the state for AA. It's impressive, Big congratulations to them. And then in particular, too, Melina Sullivan, she won All-State or made the All-State team for placing, I think it was 16th. So top 16 get that. And then I heard, too, that a lot of the girls on the team all had, PRs. Most everyone ran really well or ran the best all year for them. So that was really cool, third year in a row of them going back there. It's pretty impressive.
In other news, boys basketball captain's practice has begun on Monday, and I know that's going to continue all week this week.
Yeah. Yeah, then same for wrestling practices. We didn't have practice yesterday because I figured with school being out, and then also that memorial service. I didn't want to make people choose like that. But then that'll start Tuesday today, and then it'll go to Thursday this week, and then next week it'll be Monday through Friday. But I think then if you any more information about captain's practices, you can go to the AD office, talk to Mr. Turner, or talk to the captains of your sport, because all those practices are getting started up here too, right?
Girls hockey practices are also continuing on. Their first game is going to be Tuesday, November 14th, and it's a home game.
Yeah. The hockey teams, they get their season started pretty early around here, and then they just start going at it. Because I think they have that first home game, but then they've got the following week, the weekends, they've got a bunch of tournaments. They got to start going to tournaments and have a bunch of games, and same with the boys. Because I think the boys hockey's starting up now too, or they're at the end of their captain's practices maybe.
Yep.
So yeah, that time, winter sports are starting to come into everything. Fall sports, there's this week, they're girls swimming. They have sections. Sections are going to be Thursday and then Saturday. So they're swimming and diving. So let's hope, they all do pretty well there as well. But other than that, cross country is now done. They were kind of the last one because they made it to state. And then everything else is down, getting those winter sports started here. Although, sadly, we don't have snow right now. There's, no snow here.
Oh, it all went away. That stupid rain.
That rain.
Sad to wreck it.
It was last week that we had that one snowstorm. It snowed a little bit, I guess, for us. And then it all went away. It was for Halloween we had snow, and then now we don't. Which makes me sad. I can't listen to Christmas music until I start having snow, I feel like. There's a weird, I'll listen to it before Thanksgiving, but there needs to be snow on the ground. Otherwise it doesn't feel right.
And then after Thanksgiving, it's all Christmas music.
It's all Christmas music. I've seen a bunch of stuff recently. People are talking about when's the appropriate time to start listening to Christmas music. And what's your opinion? What do you think it is?
I think that first snowfall, you can get a little bit into it, and then post Thanksgiving, I think you're
full blown
in the clear. Yep. But
right.
Then after Christmas, do you continue listening after for a little bit?
I don't really listen to Christmas music after Christmas, but I'll keep decorations up and keep lights up and things like that until. I think they say the first of the year. You got to have everything down by the first of the year.
But I think even December 26th, Christmas music is done.
Christmas music's got to be over.
I'm over it.
It's just not the same. That magic kind of leaves. Yeah, so there's for sports, there's that going on in town right now. Also, yesterday, Monday, it would have been Monday, there was the memorial service and the visitation for Adam Johnson at the memorial building here in town. The school, we had a half day of school only, so then there was time for that in the afternoon. I didn't attend it personally, but I know there was around 3,000 people in attendance there, as well as there was a link sent out there was a live stream, and I'm sure you can probably go and revisit that if anyone would like to go and see or support that too.
And also, his parents, they made a kind of foundation, Love for Hibbing and Hockey Memorial Fund, it's in honor of Adam. There's a link on Facebook to kind of donate money to that and just kind of help support the family, because they said that they know that they're so appreciative of all the love and support they've received, but they feel that that is a better way to honor Adam than giving it straight to them.
Right, I think it's more of for hockey, but then just like youth sports and everything around Hibbing in particular, which is, it's a really good thing. See that? I mean, it's a really sad thing to happen, and a guy that's from a small town like this in our community that made it so big, really. Yeah, so if you're able to support, you want to go do something like that, go look on Facebook for that, or even probably could search it up, I'm sure. Yeah, so again, thank you to everyone that did help out with getting the memorial services set up, and all the people that attended, whether you knew the family, were close or not. Still, just being from a small town like this, it kind of hits everyone, whether you really know them or not. Moving on a little more to next week, on Monday, there is I think it's the second meeting now for it's like the meeting for the 100th anniversary of the auditorium. And so anyone's welcome to go, and you can join and kind of voice ideas or maybe even concerns about the planning for that celebration. That's going to be this summer. It's going to be the week of July 8th. So it's going to be the 100th year anniversary of the auditorium here at the high school, and there'll be all sorts of celebrations and events, I'm pretty sure.
Other news, the Beauty and the Beast performances put on by the drama club and everything are the first one's going to be
I should say too that meeting is Monday the 13th at 5 p.m. in the library. Forgot about that. I should probably mention that too.
Beauty and the Beast, they're going to have their first performance on Thursday, November 16th, and then Friday, November 17th. Both of those are going to be at 7 p.m., and then their last one will be Sunday, November 19th at 2 p.m. It's going to be in the high school auditorium. Students and seniors are $10, adults are $12, and pre-K and under get in for free.
There you go. I'm honestly kind of excited for that. I like some of those plays in the musicals the school puts on are honestly impressive. I won't lie.
They're pretty good.
Monday, so last night on Monday, we had the Prism concert. So the Prism concert, I believe there was 10 different performances, and there was the high school, the concert band, there was a jazz band, the Northern Lights choir, some individual people, and then the crescendo orchestra had a piece. And it was a pretty good concert, kind of a smaller concert, but kind of start off the year with some music like that. But we were on the stage, and they had they've got this big setup for that for the musical. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but they've got it's a bunch of lumber and something set up there, so we're all squeezed onto that stage real tight. It was slightly uncomfortable for the concert band. We're pretty large, and trying to fit us all on there did not go too well. But no, the concert went pretty well last night. It was fun, and then getting ready for that musical. I think that'll be pretty cool.
The Spirit of Unity Parade is going to be on Monday, November 20th at 6 p.m. The route's going to start at the corner of 1st and Howard Street, and it'll run down to 7th Avenue East. And does the Student Council put that on, I believe? I know.
I'm not entirely sure that they put it on. It's kind of like a city event, but there's a lot of different activities within the high school, I guess, are part of it. I think the Student Council, they might have their own stuff, and then for the band, we'll play in it and walk in it. I think the cheerleaders this year are doing something as well, and it's pretty fun. But again, I want there to be snow on the ground for that. It's not the same if there's not snow.
I know the Student Council. I had to help carry in candy for the Student Council to throw out, so I know they play a big part.
Yeah, no, that was fun last year. I remember we went out to I forget what business it was, but before it was cold that night. They got us hot chocolate and cookies and stuff, and we're trying to go out there and play our instruments, and they're freezing. They're stuck together, some of those metal instruments. But no, the parade, that one's always a really good time. I've gone to it the past couple years, and it's pretty neat to see. But I want there to be snow for it. I'd like there to be snow on the ground. Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up everything going on right now with sports, and then some other events around town here. It's going to start, the season's kind of getting into wintertime. It's going to start picking up with everything. It'll start getting busier for sure in the next couple weeks. But for right now, that's about all.
Into
But
professional
talk
sports.
about some professional sports. We'll
some
talk about
professional-
Minnesota.
Oh man, that Josh Dobbs masterclass. Got there on Tuesday, traded on Tuesday, got there Thursday, didn't take a single snap in practice.
Yeah.
Not one. Didn't even know their names. Went out there, scored 3 touchdowns.
That was an impressive one. Well, they started the backup Hall, and he got a concussion. Just barely into the game.
Second drive, yeah.
And that's a tough way to go. Your first performance, you get a concussion right away.
It is, and now they said Josh Dobbs is going to start Sunday against the Saints, so his little window there to prove was kind of erased.
Nothing. Josh Dobbs, he did well though. I was watching the game all day, and I'm like, oh man, like really gonna
Rough
lose to the
start,
Falcons. Yeah. But no, he decided he was just gonna come back and win it for them.
I think you got to be embarrassed to be a Falcons fan, though. You give 4 touchdowns to Will Levis and then lose to a guy that hadn't taken a single snap.
Didn't play with the team at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's impressive though. What else? We had the Bengals beating the Bills. I was happy about that one.
On Monday, the Jets got kind of drowned out by the Chargers.
They did, yeah. That was a rough
an embarrassing one.
And then the 49ers had a bye this week, so they weren't doing anything. Although I did see that, speaking of that, it's random, but I was on Instagram and SportsCenter posted Brock Purdy on his bye week. He's sitting out in the harvester in the fields, and he is driving down, and it's like, I saw a lot of people I know, that's some respect right there. There's professional athletes still out there feeding America with the crops.
Typical Iowan boy.
Right.
Still on the farm.
Yep. Football is kind of still moving forward, man. I want the 49ers, honestly, to come back a little more from what they're at. Or just I'll take the Bengals. I like a couple of those teams. I'm not too picky, but...
Well, speaking of being on a bye, my fantasy team might as well have been. I think I put up 50 points. I dropped C.J. Stroud the day before the game.
C.J. Stroud, he had an
5
unreal
touchdowns.
game. He had up to 50 points in fantasy leagues.
44.
Yeah.
He threw for 470 yards.
470 yards.
Touchdowns.
It was it's the NFL record for the most passing yards in a single game by a rookie. 470 yards. And then also I saw today that he is tied for second maybe for the best touchdown to interceptions by a rookie with Tom Brady. He's tied with Tom Brady. I mean, he's 14 touchdowns and 1 interception all year.
He's got to be in the MVP race.
He's got to be rookie of the year for sure.
For sure.
It's impressive, and he's kind of slept on. The Texans just aren't that good, and they're getting a little bit better. They're kind of picking up, and he's getting some more attention.
They're young too. They'll be good down the road, I think.
Yeah, Tank Dell too. He scored 2 touchdowns and had 123 yards. I think it was. It was an impressive game for them.
Yeah, I wish Bijan Robinson was doing that for my fantasy team, but
yeah, not quite.
4 touches he got.
4 touches. That's terrible. Other news around Minnesota sports. The Wild, they gave the Rangers their second loss on Saturday, 5-4, but they're 4-5-2 on the season, so not off to the best start.
Definitely not, but
maybe can pick it up a little bit.
The Rangers are a good team though. They're 8-2-2, I believe.
So solid still. Right.
Way to beat them. And then the Timberwolves, they're 4-2 now. They beat the Celtics in overtime on Monday. So
yeah, and the Celtics they're 5-1 now, but the Celtics are a solid team to beat. Timberwolves, it's so early. They play so many games in a season, but starting off all right. I'll take it.
Yeah, Vikings are 5-4 now too.
Vikings are coming back.
Yeah.
It's
it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
I think it'll be interesting to see how Josh Dobbs kind of flows in with everyone for the rest of the year.
And their schedule's pretty easy. They got the Saints, the teams like the Broncos coming up. And
I think they play the Bears by the end of the year here. I think they play them.
Never know what
we'll see. We'll see what they do. Wish I could say the same for the Packers, but nowhere near that.
Not even close.
But yeah, that's about everything going on right now. Kind of another short day. We don't have any special guests going on right now like last time. So just again those few things, there's the parade coming up on the 20th. The drama club is putting on that musical. And then any sports starting up here. So just kind of be on the lookout for all that and maybe anything else that's going on around town. We'll see you next week on Anchored Down.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.